am just recording.
Okay, thank you.
But it's all right. You are aware now, yeah?
Yes, yes, I remember it. Thank you.
Even though I will tell you that if you don't remember, everything is mentioned here. See, everything is mentioned here. Obtain a dossier, activate the license, how to obtain a dossier. Okay, everything is there.
Yeah.
So see, add-on key, if you have, you can add that, select manual, press next. Okay, press next, click on the server, go over here, accept. So everything is there.
Yeah. Do I have okay, this is for bringing the device up with a big ID with the principal features. Do I need a new feature for ASM or a new license for ASM?
I am showing you that thing.
Okay.
Now, if you see the active modules, these all are the modules for this license equipped with. Okay, so it means your license is there for ASM as well.
Yeah.
What you need to do for LTM, do nominal. For ASM, do nominal. Rest of them, let it be none. Can you see license?
Yes.
It means these all things are
with activated with me. Yes.
Right. You can see this. Right? So those are
GTM also there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now it is done. Can you see it is currently offline? Okay. Why? Because it should have booting up some of the daemons. Let me show you this. Okay. Daemons are nothing but your processor. You can say your different processes like root, netminium. And if I will do tail -f var log LTM, it is telling that okay, show me the last things what you are doing. So it will keep on showing you that okay, what this is doing at this time in the background. Bit like your show tag, for
show debug.
Right.
Show or debugging it. Debug the messages to show me live. Yeah. So terminal like terminal monitor in Cisco device. Terminal monitor to bring it to the screen.
Now, if I will press Control C, it will show you that currently something is down, right? It is booting up. It is doing something in the background. So let it be. It will take a few minutes because we have relicensed it. So it will take some time. Let it get. But I wanted to show you that how licensing part need to be done. I hope that is clear to you.
Very clear. Thank you.
Okay, great.
I remember. Look like someone wake up. Thank you.
Okay. So yesterday, if you remember, we were talking about something, right?
Yes.
And what was that?
It was 1 second. It was WASP. OWASP. OWASP. Yeah. I tried to log in. To check, but I was very busy yesterday with the configuration ICE. So I opened also the video you sent it to me. I finished maybe.
Sure. You can take your time, but if you remember how many vulnerability we checked. I am not able to hear you. Are you there?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So how many vulnerabilities we have checked?
How many of this feature we finished?
Yes, these are the vulnerabilities, right? These are the vulnerabilities. So how many vulnerabilities or how many attacks, I will say, we have talked about?
2. We finished the first 2.
But injection also we covered, no?
Injection, 1 second. You said in the injection we have the first major one, which is SQL injection, and you said there are an LDAP, Java, PHP, XML. Then I told you to please stop because of my son.
Right. But if you remember, did I showed you the injection attack, SQL injection attack on the
That's
lab?
right. You show me. That's right. Yeah. You bought something. Do you know? Yesterday I was dreaming with this thing.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So we have talked about these three, right?
Done. Okay. I will make right.
Now
to stay. Yes. Done. Okay.
Now we will start further, and if you see the further some of the vulnerabilities, even you can see from the name. Okay, these vulnerabilities are a bit more prone towards the application side. So application team need to probably, I will say, application team need to more focus over there for these vulnerabilities. Let us discuss about one by one.
Okay.
So the fourth vulnerability named is insecure design. Insecure design means what? It means we are focusing now with respect to the risk associated flow in the design or in the architect. Okay. Architecture of what? Architecture of your web application. So now we are focusing on the need of threat modeling, secure design pattern, and some robust principles that these flows should not exist in the application. Are you getting this point?
Yes.
So this is a flow, or this is a, maybe I can say, functionality which should be rectified at the time of implementation or at the time of coding, when the coding part is getting done by the application team. Okay. So if we need to protect these against such kind of thing, so developer need to be follow the best practice when they are designing the applications. They need to analyze or check every use case together, that there should not be any misuse of such any of the test case, right? They need to define the security rule. They need to have the checks on that, put some kind of access control, right? Need to use some threat modeling assessment. So this process need to become from where? From the application team. Okay. But if you will talk about FIASM, nothing much on this, but yeah, as I told you yesterday, that attack signature you can use for any of the attack. Okay. So we can say that, okay, even some of the attack signature may or may not be able to mitigate this. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, if I will go to the security vulnerability 5, what is this saying? Security misconfiguration. Now, as the name is telling you that there is a misconfiguration in the security, and this vulnerability will again occur when your application component is susceptible to the attack due to misconfiguration or insecure configuration used. Okay. Again, these weakness will exist why in the application or in the software components? Because the administrator who developed it, let us say they use the default user accounts. Okay. Like admin default, Cisco, any other. So in some scenarios, if you are not using the configuration correctly, attacker can exploit that component. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So this misconfiguration vulnerability need to be mitigated by whom?
Again, the application team.
By the application team, right? When they are creating it, they need to be very much focused, like what there should not be any kind of misconfiguration. Again, we can repeat the same point what we discussed in the insecure design, that there should be some checks, there should be best practice followed. Okay, there should be some threat modeling kind of stuff that need to be used, so that these things or these testings or PAM testing or some sort of testing should be there, so that they can check by their own self. Okay, there should not be any issues. Okay.
Okay.
Like, let me tell you, one of the security misconfiguration example is XML. Let's write down. Give me a minute. Where is my pen? Okay. So it is XML. Okay. X stand for XML. XML. This X stands for your external entity attack. Okay. XML, then external entity attack. Now try to understand what is this. What happens? Let us say your application is using XML language. XML is a language. Okay. So let us say your XML language is used in your application, and now whatever you are making, maybe you are running some kind of things using the XML, and you are using XML a lot into your application. Now, what happened is, when there are some attacks which are not in a specific, language, that can be easily tracked, or we used to keep track of that. But sometimes what happened, that the user are able to understand that, okay, they are using XML. The attack occur when a weakly configured XML parcel is used. So XSE attacks exploit a document. Maybe it will give such kind of commands that is in the XML itself, and we will say that, okay, it is an XML command. It is more, maybe, there is a soft corner for the developers, that, okay, these are the things which are coming in our language. So that thing need to be checked every time. That it's not like that attackers will give you everything in a plain English or something like that. They cannot execute something in the language. They can give something in the script which your language you are using in your application. So data disclosure can be there, service access can be there, denial of service can happen due to such attacks. Okay, or there can be some remote code execution also. Again, if we talk about big IP ASM, attack signature, I will say that attack signatures are the thing which will resolve such thing as well. Okay. Now, see, as I told you, these couple of the vulnerabilities are really very generic things and very common. Seems like these are very, very, very common sense thing. Okay. Like if you talk about the 6th, what it is talking about?
Vulnerable and outdated components.
Right. It means that there is a rush, or there is a very high pressure on, let us say, on the application team to, give the project on time. And what they did, they just use some outdated component, and those outdated components are vulnerable. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
If such is the case,
it looks like the Java, which when they stop it because it have a lot of vulnerabilities.
I'm sorry.
I think looks like the Java. There are Java plugins they discover from a long time that have a lot of vulnerabilities, and they stop it.
So that is what any kind of thing. Let us say you are talking about Java, that is correct. Okay. So if you are talking about some another components, that is also correct. It means that application team unknowingly or uses some kind of, maybe I will say, component in their environment. Those components are the audited components. Okay, but they use it, and since they use it, even though
vulnerabilities are up here. Yeah,
right, it is vulnerable. Okay, so component based on vulnerabilities occur when a software component is unsupported, out of date, or vulnerable to a known exploit. Okay, so let us say your organization download or use a software component which is free, but that is coming free, but having some flaws, security flaws. So that is the reason, if you are aware that we cannot, download any software, or we cannot execute any software on our corporate machines, right? There is some corporate policies in every MNCs. So these are again very simple things how to do that. But yeah, if I will talk about ASM, in ASM there is something named as server technologies. Okay, server technologies. Where is my pen? Give me a minute. There is something named as server technologies. So in server technologies, we will say that, okay, what is my operating system? Let us say my operating system is Linux. I will say Linux is my operating system. What is my framework? I will say that, okay, my framework is PHP, Java, or any. Okay. So what is my database? Let us say in my case, I am saying MySQL is my database. So what FI does, FI will put all the attack signatures with respect to these server technologies. And the reason is why? Reason is due to these attack signatures availability, any attack which is happening on such kind of technologies will be stopped or mitigated on the ASM level. Is this part clear?
Clear. Yeah.
Okay, great. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Now let's move to the 7th. What the 7th is? 7th saying identification and authentication failures. Okay. So what does it mean? And if you see, it was on 2nd, and this was broken authentication, right? Earlier name is broken authentication. Now it is named as identification and authentication failure. So what is broken authentication? If we talk about broken authentication, means we are breaking the authentication. Getting my point? So earlier, what I talked about? Earlier, I talked about some other thing. Okay.
Yes.
What was that? That was
broken access control. Yeah.
Right. And access control, what happened? Can you just give me a brief?
The access control, it was something like you are keeping accessing by the default username and password and such things like that. So the vulnerability or the attacker, he can use them against you.
So what was that causing? What was the, like, if we will talk about how it works? It works because of that we were having the privilege of user, let us say. Okay, normal, read only. But we just went to a section of the admin. So we are bypassing what? Access control. We were having the, like, we authenticated properly, but we bypass the access control. In this case, what happened is we are breaking the authentication also. It means, let us say there is an, company. Okay, any company, www.abc.com. Okay, hacker, this hacker guy does not have the, rights to log in over here. Okay, but somehow he managed to break this authentication and log in into the company portal. That is named as broken authentication. Now we are bypassing the authentication, not the access control. Earlier access control was there. Now authentication is there. Is the difference clear in between these two?
Yes.
So you must have heard about this term ever, brute force attack. Have you heard about it?
No.
Okay, it's all right. Brute force attack is the same. Let us say you have an application. Some of the person is deployed a bot. Okay, bot. What is bot? Bot is a bit like your scripts or a small program which are doing as per your like recommendations or whatever suggestions you are applying to them. So they created a bot and say that I need to put, I have, let us say 10,000 of the list of username and passwords. Okay. You just hit them and check on the application. Bot are now working. Okay. Not on one application, but on the different application. They are just putting the username, password. Failed. Okay. Go with second. Failed. It will give the report also. Failed. Let us say at the 1,000 position, it is succeeded. Then what happened? Your brute force attack happened on your company.
He have a look like a list, and he checking every username and password if it's there or not. If it's there, that means he will bring it out to write for himself how he can log in.
That is true. Okay, these are done automatically by the bots, using the bots. Okay.
Bot is a test
scripts.
software.
Scripts, or you can say automated programs.
Bot is test script.
Or the automated program, you can say. Now, very dilute thing. One more thing I am gonna explain you here. There is a list of exposed username and password.
Like password, admin, password, admin, and so on.
True. And these lists used to come in and we can easily get over the internet. When under the bots, we are using such things which are already exposed. Okay. It is the brute force only, but the sub part of brute force. Such thing is named as credential stuffing. So this is a sub part of the brute force attack only. But are you getting this point?
Yes. Yes, I need to take it as a note. There are a list of they call it expose. Okay.
Now, there can be other attack. Okay, like session hijacking. In this case, somebody is hijacking the legal session of the user. There is one more, CSRF. Cross-site request forgery. Okay. So there are two, XSS and cross-site request forgery. Please try to understand both of them. In cross-site request forgery, let us say, maybe let me just. In CSRF, let us say there is a user.
What is CSF?
CSRF.
What is this?
Cross-site request forgery.
cross-site request.
Okay. I write it down. Now let us say this user go to a banking website. When it go to the banking website, there is a session which established. It should be have the cookies available. Okay. Now this user went to some of the website. On this website, there is an attacker which created a forum. In this forum, he write down that, okay, this is the bank. Like, let us say he went to abc.com bank. For ABC bank, I want the, let us say 500 USD. Okay. He just write down such a script. For this, he need to be aware about everything regarding that banking infra. Like when you are doing such a legal transaction, how the page works. So he need to read about those things. If he is aware, okay, let us say he is aware, he has done some legal transaction and he watch out that, okay, what kind of functionality it use, what kind of parameters are. He developed the same page. This page presented to whom? To the user, to the victim. Okay. Provided by whom? Provided by an attacker. Now, mistakenly, this guy was not having the, knowledge, clicked on that. His session was active. This particular request will go to the bank. Since session is active, 500 USD will transfer to this guy. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
CSRF.
Because CSRF technique or mechanism, the attacker can getting information or taking the session and redirect it to him.
But let me tell you, attacker is not doing anything. Who is doing? Client is.
Thank you. The guy.
Attacker is only giving this link. Now, this is the creativity of attacker. Either they are giving this link through the WhatsApp, giving this link through the email, or maybe any other social media. Getting this point?
Yeah.
But when he clicked, the money is getting transferred. How to stop these things? If we talk about ASM, attack signatures. Okay. There is CSRF mitigations also on the ASM. So we need to use attack signature. Second thing, if you remember, every time there is a two-factor authentication, right? Your bank now ask, a message will come to you that, okay, this transaction is initiated by you. Put the password. Put the one-time password, OTP. Remember, what is that? That is an extra layer of security.
Yeah, they are trying to make sure that you are the person who is trying to do this action.
That is true. That is true. Okay. Now, this thing can be resolved over there. Now, if you talk about XSS, okay. If you talked about XSS, cross-site scripting. Okay. What does this mean? Cross-site scripting. Okay. Cross-site scripting. It means that now attacker is introducing a script in the application or on the client PC and stealing some information.
Oh.
And on the basis of this information, now he is putting attack. He is not saying to the client, but he is putting this attack because he has all the information of the good user. Okay, so this XSS more dangerous even than CSRF. Now again, for you, there is one more thing. If you go to the blog netminion, okay, here, if you just, let me make it a little bit smaller. Let me go to the home. Can you see this blog?
Yeah.
Difference between CSRF and XSS. Please go through it. Here we are talking about these two vulnerabilities using the diagram. Okay?
Okay.
All I explained about them, you can have a look. So let me just put it over the WhatsApp. CSRF and XSS. I gave you both.
Thank you. Good, very good.
Any doubts so far?
Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Look like I thank you very much. Alhamdulillah, I mean, you look like you are creating someone from scratch. Yeah.
Now I talked about one more thing. Let us say session hijacking. Now, just try to understand, whenever a requester going to any of the website, there is a communication happened and something named as cookies sent by the website to the client. Okay. Why these cookies are required? Cookies are nothing but cookies are a bit like your information, piece of information. Let us say you go to a website, amazon.com. Okay. There you search for some of the shirts, pants, or maybe let us say some gadgets. Okay. Now, when you are using these gadgets, you are just left that stuff and just log it out and thought that, okay, I will come again and will see some more of them. But you will wonder now, if you are going to the YouTube, you are able to see the same. You are going somewhere else, you are able to see them. How?
Yeah. Good question.
And even if you go to the same website again, they will give you the similar results, more similar results, because whatever you are searching using some JavaScripts or lot of things, they catch this information that what you are looking for. See how deep inspection they are doing, right? Now it gives that information to you that, okay, let it be stored in cookies. When your device coming again, you are coming up with the same cookie, and that cookie give them the information that, okay, this guy is interested for these gadgets. So okay, I need to push those gadget information to him or her. Okay, cookies. Yeah. So these cookies are good also, but what if these cookies have some sensitive information also? What if a bad guy, okay, steal these cookies somehow? If an attacker hijack the cookie from the user session and attempt to use the cookies for the authentication, it may happen that authentication also bypassed if application is not securely properly worked. Getting this point?
Yeah.
So here in ASM, there is session hijacking feature that we can enable. Okay. So let us say we will, ASM will use their own JavaScripts, proprietary JavaScripts to obtain a unique device ID. That okay, the device ID is the same or different. Okay, if for the same session, he must have using some another device, right? So it will check what is the screen resolution, what is the IP address, blah, 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 lot of informations. Okay. If those information doesn't match, it will say no. There is session hijacking. Getting my point?
Yes.
Okay. So far, any doubt? Brute force, XSS, crowd-side scripting, session hijacking, credential stuffing. Any doubt?
No, thank you. But it's first time.
Okay. Then let me tell you one more thing. That name is login enforcement. What is login enforcement? Let us say I have an application. Okay. This application have multiple of the pages. When you are pages. When you are coming to the website, there should be a landing page where user will come. Okay, landing page. Now after landing page, there are some pages which are the secured one. Secured. It means that everybody should not have the access on them. I'm not talking about the admin or maybe other thing. Maybe I am saying that, okay, person should be logged in before accessing that. Let us say if you wanted to sell something, you should log in first. You should be get approved first. Okay, you are a authorized vendor. Okay, you should provide your bank number. You should provide you what item you deal with or lot of things, right? But if somebody does not put the such security, it means your application is not correctly designed, right?
That's right.
In that case, even we can achieve this using the ASM also. It is named as login enforcement. It means that I enforce that login should be done on these pages before going to these pages. Let us say the sale.php. I will ensure that, okay, whenever person is opening this, he should be proper logged in. If he is not logged in, he should not be able, he or she should not be able to log in onto those pages. Getting this point? This is named as login enforcement. Just try to understand if you get this point or not. Brute force. We talked about that. Credential stuffing. We talked about that. Session hijacking. We talked about this. CSRF. We talked about this. XSS. We talked about this. Login enforcement. We talked. Can you just give me a very quick overview within a minute so that after that we will wrap it up for today and we'll resume tomorrow.
Okay. Brute enforcement, it's look like someone he is giving application to checklist for the checklist for the other application username and password, and if something passed, he will register it and use it against the right user. Credential what?
Now let me tell you one thing. If there are some bots which are putting such kind of things, you have seen we have the application which after 3 login attempts failure, what they do, they send a login captcha. That is what? That is a mitigation technique. We can achieve this through the ASM also. Okay. And some banks do what? The banking website, they say that, okay, now you are locked for the 3 hours, try after 3 hours. They are putting the times also. Why? Because they wanted to get secure their application from brute force attack.
Brute force.
Let me tell you, credential stuffing, ASM has their own these leaked, username and passwords list they have, and they just mitigate all of those things by default. Session hijacking, I already told you that there is a device ID and everything they used to see, okay, using their own proprietary JavaScript. CSRF feature we can enable. XSS cross-site scripting attack signatures are there. Login enforcement. We need to make a page and we need to put that there is a login enforcement thing. Getting this point?
Yes. Thank you.
Tomorrow we will talk about a lot of other attacks and we will try to cover this OWASP top 10. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, please go through the blogs, whatever I provided you. Also,
I will do my best.
Yeah. Also, read about these. Go through these videos again. Okay.
Okay, but please send me the how I can send me look like what how I can access these videos.
Okay. Might probably I will check today, and tomorrow you will have the access.